Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Now, every single one of you wants mercy from God. But how many of you are actively sowing mercy into the people of your life? Into your friends and family, into the people, to the non-believers that you meet? How many of you are actively sowing mercy into them? Because that's where it begins. Do you know the difference between, do you know what an easy person is? There are two types of people in this world. And maybe more, but for the purpose of this discussion, there are two types. There's an easy person, and there's an oh no person. What is an oh no person? You walk into the store, you see that guy in the third aisle, and you're like, oh no, it's them. That's an oh no person. Coming to your job first thing in the morning, there's a guy standing by your desk. You're like, oh no, it's them. As a rule, oh no people are thorny, contentious. They have an agenda. They're going to bust your chops about something and you know it. So you're like, oh no, them. Easy person is the exact opposite. Let's say you have to work a shift at your job Friday night, 4 to 12, and it's only going to be you and one other person in the store. You find out about this on Monday, you go to look at the schedule and you're uptight. Oh God, I'm going to have to spend the whole time with somebody. Just me and another guy. You look at the schedule and you're like, oh, phew. It's them. Thank God it's them. That's the opposite of an oh no person. Someone who's easy to get along with, who doesn't make you work, who doesn't have an agenda, who is merciful to you. So you can really, really appreciate it when you know an easy person. A lot of times your grandma, that's most people's easy person. Everything you do, she likes. You know, when you were a kid, I'm talking about. Maybe now too, but everything you did, she liked. That's an easy person. That's how you should be with people as a Christian. You should be, as a Christian, I bet you most of you aren't. I bet you the other guy looked at the schedule and saw it was you and went, oh no, it's a Christian guy. And not because of anything other than he knows that you're going to bust his chops for 8 hours. You're going to be difficult to get along with, difficult to interact with. The opposite of an easy person. The opposite of merciful. I mean, so many Christians are like this. Blew my mind when I became a Christian because the first thing that happened to me was the Holy Spirit. I wasn't a particularly nasty person or mean-spirited before I was a Christian. But the first thing that happened to me was the Lord, the Holy Spirit filled me up with such love for other people. I had so much love in my heart. And I was amazed at other Christians. Their attitude towards the non-believers was the exact opposite of what I would have expected it to be. They were not merciful at all. They were petty and hypocritical and, nasty and, trying to exclude people from Christianity. We're supposed to be ambassadors for Christ. Ambassadors for Christ. That's our role in the world. Which means you're supposed to sow mercy into the people out there. Let God deal with convicting them of sin. You're supposed to be friendly and available. And an ambassador. What is an ambassador? Well, first off, an ambassador doesn't pick the most thorny bone of contention between you. He picks the thing on which you both agree so you can interact easily and get along. Oh, you like the Patriots? So do I. That's easy. That's an easy person. What's an easy person? Everything you talk about, their game. They don't make you work. You bring up karaoke. Oh, karaoke. I tried that once when I was 23. And then I was in it was a disaster. Blah, 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 blah. Everything you do, they offer you something. They want to interact with you. They want to interrelate. They want to make it easy for you and them to get along. That's an easy person. That's a merciful person too. There's a reason why you go, oh, phew, thank God it's them. Because they don't make you work. That's what a Christian is supposed to be. We're supposed to be salt and light. We're supposed to be good to other people. They will see your good works and praise your Father who is in heaven. They recognize that you have a real living God inside of you because you are patient and long-suffering and gentle with them. What a radical concept. What a radical concept. If we could actually put that into effect, do you know how many people are looking for that? Are looking for someone who they can actually trust to be gentle with them? And if they recognize that you were one of those people, they would come running to you. Hurting people out there. And they expect everybody is trying to bust their chops, you know? And if they notice right away that you're different, they'll put the two and two together. You don't have to tell them about Jesus. They'll figure it out for themselves. If you are acting in a way that the whole, if you are demonstrating the fruits of the Spirit, which is to be patient, long-suffering, kind, good to people. What a radical concept. Start out just being decent to other human beings. Start out with that. Then add in mercy, salt and light. See how much better you are at witnessing the gospel if you start out just trying to be a good person first. See how much better, how much further you get. If your main concern is their well-being. That's what the Bible tells you to do, Consider other people more important than yourself. Minister to other people. Take care of others. See how far you get if you put that first. I mean, it blew my mind when I would see, there was this guy who I used to see back at this one church I used to go to. His name was Mylon Lefebvre, I think his name was. He was like a rock and roller who got saved, and he was like, he was like some hippied out, I forget what band he performed for. It was like maybe Three Dog Night or somebody. But he said when he first became a Christian, he would get kicked out of churches. They didn't want him in there because of his long hair and his tattoos. That blew my mind. It totally blew my mind. I mean, people get saved and their instinct, is to isolate others and not invite them into the fold. Not welcome them with open arms. That's mind-boggling to me. That's the exact opposite of how I am. But so you need to be, good to the people around you. Start there. Be good to people. And see how far you get and how much further you get administering the Lord to them.